Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Akash. Please introduce yourself to the board.
Good morning, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Akash Kumar Rai. I come from Dhanbad district of Jharkhand, and I have done my graduation in computer science engineering, my post-graduation in political science, and I like to swim and do a workout format of in the form of boxing bag.
All right, Akash. So you are from Jharia or Dhanbad?
Sir, Jharia, which is in Dhanbad.
Dhanbad is a town, is a district. I know. Jharia is a different town. It's a town in a Dhanbad district. Where are
Within
you
Dhanbad.
from? Beg your pardon?
Yes, sir. I live in Jharia,
Hmm.
and it is in Dhanbad district.
All right. Jharia is famous for its coal mines.
Yes, sir.
And there is a fire in the coal mines which has been burning continuously for the last so many years. We have not been able to put it out. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What is the reason? You are an engineer. You should be able to throw some light on it. Because if it continues to burn, then we are losing our precious resource.
Sir, primarily because the way we are mining, so we have underground mines already from last 50 years that is still continuing. So it creates a vent for oxygen. And because of that, there is continuous supply of oxygen. There is a fire already. So we keep losing our coals more and more. Two, another reason is that some initiatives were taken earlier, like in 2008, there was some digging of trenches to contain the area where fire is already there. But again, a new administration, people in administration came and they filled those gap and started taking out coal from those areas also. And because of that, the areas where fire is there and the area where fire is not there, they got connected. And that is how fire is still is spreading in further in areas further and further. If we have to rectify it, again, separating the areas where fire is there would be helpful.
After separating the area, what do you do? There must be some way out, use of some chemicals or something. That's why I asked, you are an engineer. You should be able to put your engineers like you should be able to put your brains together and come out with a solution.
Sir, at least two things are coming to my mind. One is that carbon dioxide, which is very commonly used for in fire extinguishers. So if dry ice, which is solid form of carbon dioxide, if we are able to spread that in the area, we would be able to contain the fire in a specified region. Second, sir, in 1950s, 60s, we had some help from Japan, where we were trying to put sand in the area on the location where we had fires. So that can be thought about again.
What is the area roughly in which the fire is going on?
The exact area I'll have to read upon.
All right. So you are a computer science engineer from IP University, Delhi.
Yes, sir.
All right. You must be aware of the quantum computers.
Yes, sir.
People say that it is much, much better than the normal classical computers. It can be 1,000 times, maybe million times faster than the classical computers. What exactly happens in a quantum computer? Why it is so? I'm asking you the
Sir,
basic principle.
may I take 15, 20 seconds? Yes, sir. So there are concepts of quantum superposition and entanglement. So two different electrons are in quantum superposition as well as entanglement, and because of that, they are able to take multiple states apart from 0 and 1, which is available, which are the two only states available in a classical computer. So because they are able to take multiple steps, they are able to undertake much complex computations, and that is why quantum computer is much fast, can do huge tasks as well as
You have roughly touched the core issue, but you're not specific.
I'll read further.
It's like in binary system, it's 0 and 1. There are only two positions possible. In a qubit, quantum computer, any value between 0 and 1, including 0 and 1, there can be a million values that is possible. So that is why if it is properly harnessed, the speed can be million times faster. And the word you
Thank you, sir.
used is quantum
Superimposition.
superpositions. Anyway, so
Thank you, sir.
have you been able to build quantum computer in India?
Sir, as far as my knowledge go, we don't have it here.
No, we have it. It's not commercially used at the moment, but yes, we have it.
I'll read.
One nation, one election. It's a hot topic. What is it? And what is happening?
Sir, one nation, one election is the concept of trying to synchronize the elections in of Lok Sabha as well as the state legislative assemblies across India. And recently, a bill was introduced, 129th Constitutional Amendment, uh, to ensure that this concept, and it was sent to a joint parliamentary committee. And also, there was a recommendation by Sri Ramnath Kovind committee on the way forward for a one nation, one election.
Okay, that is the matter of details. What are the pluses and minuses of introducing this system?
Sir, pluses would include, one is that there will be reduction in expenditure, uh, uh, as well as the capital expenditure would increase because because the model code of conduct which comes up frequently would not come up as easily as frequently as it comes in present times. Second would be that our armed forces would be free, and accordingly government armed forces would be free to take up their own regular jobs rather than securing the booth polling booths.
Armed forces do not take part in elections.
I'm sorry, sir, the Central Armed Police Forces. And then minuses would be, sir, that there is there is a lack of consensus from regional parties on the issue that there will be there is a chance that the national issues might overtake the regional issues, and accordingly, the national parties with greater heft might benefit from this particular move. And the second is that, sir, there will have to be have we will have to have constitutional amendments, which would be a difficult exercise. Third would be, sir, in case there is if a state assembly gets dissolved before uh, before its term, then either we would have to have a president rule or a mechanism which might not be in accordance with the constitutional principles of federalism.
Why? Federalism, what has federalism got to do with this?
Sir, because if we introduce the provision that we will have president's rule, So that will make the system unitary for the time when there is for the time where there is a dissolution of state
The bill
legislature.
does not talk about president's rule.
So there is a discussion around amendment of Article 356 as a stopgap mechanism.
The bill says that if House is dissolved either in the center or in the state assembly before its term is over, election will be held for the remaining period of its life of that house or parliament or assembly.
I'll have to read then further. I'll read, sir.
All right. My last question. If obviously, if the JPC agrees and finally it is brought into parliament for voting, what special majority will be required for bringing in a constitutional amendment?
Sir, given that this is one of the fundamental issues of amending the constitution, and where consent of states would also be needed. So two-thirds of total membership of both Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, as well as half of the states will have to ratify in their state legislature. So this is the majority that we need.
You'll have to read on this subject, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Sushil Kumar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Akash, you are from Dhanbad, and we had a lot of
Yes.
discussion on Dhanbad. Tell me one thing, that why Jharkhand or previous Bihar, despite having so much of resources, natural resources, still is not, is, when it comes to the development, it lags far behind. What could be the causes? Just give me shortly. I don't want very long answers. I want very short answers.
Sir, first would be lack of proper human resource, trained and skilled human resource. Second is lack of industrialization as such. Third would be, sir, lack of proper industrial policy from government. Fourth would be, sir, lack of incentives as well as law and order issues that are prevailing in the area. Fifth would be, sir, the freight equalization policy that government had introduced in 1950s and 60s to shift industries for balanced regional growth, which has led to a shift of industries away from the centers of mineral resources. So these might be some of the reasons, sir.
You mentioned that there was a deliberate policy to shift industry from the source. Are you sure of that? Because I'm not aware of that there was any policy of that nature, that the industry will not be set up in the areas where the raw materials is available. That's what you are conveying. I'm not sure of that. Secondly, when you mentioned that lack of industrialization, that is exactly the reason. That is exactly the point I'm asking, why it didn't happen. As far
Yes,
as the
sir.
industrial policy is concerned, of course, industrial policy was always there. It was there for everybody. I mean, everybody means all the states. So why some states were able to? But despite the Bihar or Jharkhand having the natural advantage, it still could not do. That was my question. So you need to better think about it. Slightly better answer. Your father is a shopkeeper, is mentioned. What kind of
Yes.
business he does?
Sir, we have a grocery shop.
Mm-hmm. Does he pay GST?
No, sir, we don't come under the GST tax bracket, so he doesn't pay GST.
No, 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 pay GST. What are the problems which he faces? Does he face any problem for the e-commerce companies?
Sir, given that it is our shop is in a relatively rural area, so
Mm-hmm.
e-commerce has not entered in those areas as much.
Ah.
And Second is people are not as adapted to buying online, buying things online. So again, people are still visiting our shops. But yes, there is some people who are shifting to digital commerce, and their competition becomes slightly difficult.
Do you think that e-commerce companies are making fool of the businessman as well as the consumer?
So in my understanding, e-commerce companies are not making fool, rather they are creating opportunities for everyone. And it is just that they have to.
They are charging 35 to 40% margins on the product, which has to come out of the consumer's pocket. Recently, there was a study on on the food delivery platforms. There, they found that almost 60% of the profits of the revenue generated was being pocketed by these platforms. So, don't you think it is unjustified?
Because I'm not aware of this data, so in case if this is the margin that they are getting, so fairness can be ensured through different institutional mechanisms that we have.
Why we go
Though,
for the government? Why go everything we want to institutional mechanism? Why can't we, should be something else, because anything goes, we ask the government to step in. And then we say that the government is interfering in business. So don't you see this there is a problem? There has to be self-regulation on this. What do you think
the
about that?
self, yes. Sir, in my understanding, self-regulation would have been better, but in case that they are still continuing with this kind of margin, 60%, 50 and 60% of margin, it seems that self-regulation is not working. And in that context, given that government is representative of will of the people, so they are the and also they have the power to control and regulate the working of the private companies and e-commerce companies. So
Then
government becomes
that
the
is an
best.
interference in the business, which we don't want the government to come in. Anyway, it's a different debate. I see that you're a BTech in computer science, and then you have done MA in PSIR. Any particular reason for shifting, doing this, or you thought, okay, I've done the BTech in computer science, okay, it's not working out for me, so let me go to the political science. So you keep changing your views about your career.
No, sir, computer science is a wonderful subject.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it very
Then
well.
why didn't you follow it further? Because you lost, you wasted a seat.
Sir, as far as wasting the seat is concerned, I think, sir, my skills in this particular digital age would be helpful in administration way more.
Forget the administration. Why you went to pol science?
Sir,
You could have done your master's in computer science. Why we went to the political science?
Because I wanted to come to civil services and computer science is not available as a subject. So I had to take a subject where my interest aligns as well as
So you
which.
should have decided that much before when you decide you wanted to go to civil services. Your aim, you should have gone for pol science earlier. That is why I'm saying that I'm using the term that you wasted a seat.
When I initially
Somebody
started,
who's really wanted to follow would have followed the career in computer science. He lost because of you.
sir, while I enjoyed computer science, when I entered into graduation, at that time I had very limited understanding of what I should pursue, and this was what I was suggested by my seniors. So accordingly, I had gone for computer science. While still I enjoyed the subject, and I'm enjoying
So
computer
you don't
and
have your opinion. You are just guided by the seniors and elders. Will you do the same thing in administration when you're selected? You don't have opinion. You don't study things. You don't analyze things.
I should have taken a more in-depth like I should have pursued the understanding of what graduation stream I should have taken. But given that lack of information that I had, my seniors were best decision makers at that point of best helpers and best guides at that point of time. In
Akash, you have appeared for 2 interviews earlier. What was your scores?
so first, it was 143. Second, it was 160.
160. Okay. Another thing, which I found very interesting in your attack is that you have selected services. Of course, you must have gone through and must have taken advice. Is that, customs is at 3 and foreign service at 4, and then followed by other services, including the income tax. Is there any particular reason liking for customs you have, or because you're a PSI student, so I thought your foreign service would be much higher in the preferences. Any particular reason for that, or just it happened?
Sir, my parents are here and I have to look after my parents also.
So why are you
And
going customs? You could have taken income tax also up higher.
okay, preference for custom.
Yeah.
Sir, this was what I was suggested by some of the seniors, and this is the
Okay. You are a PSI student. Tell me one last question I'll have. I'm taking so much of time. Um, what is the area you like in IR? You like any particular area in IR? Or?
sir, international relations theory.
No, international state relations is very vast. Any particular geographical area or any subject on IR which you like human rights or you like maybe neighborhood, something like that. Do you have that kind of preference or no? Or everything is same for you? You like everything?
Sir, while almost everything is same, but if I have to choose one, I would choose relations with the United States.
With the United States, do you think that arrival of Trump too would make any fundamental change in our India's relations with USA?
In my understanding, no, sir, because one, our interest aligns broadly with what the new administration is bringing. And second, the structure of international politics is not going to change. There is a brewing tension between two of the largest powers, and India will act as will be able to serve its interest through the new
But
administration also.
tell me, you are aware that President Trump is a transactional man. He looks after the interest of his country, as he keep claiming, and his policy is also like that. Tomorrow, China offers him a deal which is beneficial trade-wise to USA. Do you think Trump will side with India, or he'll take the deal and dump us?
So while in this theoretical situation, Mr. Trump will take the deal, but given the fact that China has a huge trade balance in its favor,
Suppose
and
tomorrow
which
China says that, okay, we'll wipe out your trade deficit. We'll import so much. All the pork and the oil will come from Russia, from USA, and they agree to wipe out the adverse trade balance. Then,
sir, then in my understanding, while the United States has its president, it also has other institutions which have a very serious influence on its foreign policy. So while Mr. President, President Trump, President-elect Trump might be going for the transactional deals, there is this strategic dimension. For example, we have Taiwan, we have Pacific Ocean and its division, and dominance of global institutions and architecture in general, which other institutions of United States, like State Department, they would like to have a hold on, and there they will have fundamental
but
conflict with China.
you are aware is already threatened to leave WTO, WHO, and he has done it earlier, despite objections of the State Department. So you have to think about it. Anyway, thank you very much, Akash. It was nice talking to you. Tiwari ji.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So, Akash, how are you?
I am very good, sir.
I was going through your DAF. Your father originally belongs to Balia.
Yes, sir.
Why Balia is called as Bagi Balia?
Sir, because of two revolutionary incidents. So one is that Mr. Mangal Pandey, he was originally from Balia and he was the initiator of 1857 uh, independence revolution. And second is that 1942 Quit India movement. We had a
जी
parallel
बोलिए
government. Parallel government.
क्या हो गया
Yes,
सर
sir.
उसमें
Continue.
ठीक
Yes, sir. And because of that, we had,
ठीक
we call it Baki Balia.
Okay. So tell me in very brief about the Battle of Buxar. Your mother belongs to Buxar. Very brief, very compact.
They're built on the background of 1757 Battle of Plassey. Uh, there was a power struggle within the Bengal state, as well as uh, between British East India Company the and the ruler of Bengal. And in that process, so I'm forgetting the name of the rulers of the time, but yes, sir. And in that process, there was the battle which finally decided the British supremacy in a prominent region of India, and it was followed by Treaty of Kara, which is a Treaty of Allahabad, and it established British rule's foundation.
Okay. So we have already discussed a lot about Dhanbad. One very compact question. Dhanbad is part of peninsular India or northeastern India?
It is a part of peninsular India, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So you are expert in swimming also.
I do practice it, sir.
And boxing bag workout. Swimming in Hooghly River, why specific Hooghly River?
Sir, right now I'm staying in Howrah at my sister's place. So this is the place where I'm getting it.
Means your graduation from Delhi, schooling from Dhanbad,
Yes, sir.
and you have written that you're swimming in Hooghly River.
Yes, sir. Because swimming I liked, like from 2016-17 I'm doing swimming, but uh, here I came. I'm coming whenever I'm coming. I go there and even now for past 8-9 months I'm here. So I'm continuing in Hooghly River. We have association there, and they train us very well.
Okay, fine. Okay, Sinha sir, please continue.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Akash. So, our advice, I will briefly divide into two parts. The first is about your physical appearance, right? You have not put on a tie. You normally you go to interview without wearing a tie, or it's just incidental.
Sir, it is incidental.
Okay. So for the final interview, when is your interview?
Sir, on 28th of March.
Oh, that's your plenty of time.
Yeah.
Right? You have plenty of time to improve upon yourself.
Yes, sir.
Do put on a tie for your final UPSC interview. It should match with your whatever color of jacket you are wearing. Normally, it should be a dark colored jacket and a similar tie, not something like red or yellow or bright colored tie. Okay,
Yes,
that goes more with the occasions of social functions like marriage, not the somber atmosphere of job interview. That's one. Secondly, you should be neatly turned out. UPSC interview is a very important occasion, and every candidate should take it very seriously. And he should, apart from the preparation that he does for the interview, he should also take care of
Okay.
his physical appearance. He should be smartly turned out. It should not appear that you have been careless with your dress or appearance. Like, I can't see your shoes. It should be properly polished. Okay. The cloth should be should be clean and neatly ironed. I would not say that one should go for expensive clothes. No, normal clothes, but it should be neat and clean and properly ironed. So that you have taken care to present yourself. The third thing is questions may be asked as to why you have shaven off your head. Is that because of your swimming?
No, sir. I am facing hair fall.
You are facing
Hair fall, sir.
hair fall. Okay. So it's on a medical advice that you have done it? Or just
No,
like
sir.
that?
Just like that. Like it was thinning a lot, so I thought maybe just
All
remove
right.
it.
This is a question that might be asked, so prepare an appropriate answer. The there were several questions were asked, and I found that there were knowledge gaps, which is rather natural, because no one is supposed to know everything, right? So to not know something is natural. So when it comes to you, you decide whether you know the answer or you don't know the answer. If you don't know the answer, you say, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it. I will read about it, or something like that. And if you know if you know the answer, but you are not 100% sure that whether your answer is correct or not, then you ask for permission. I am not quite sure about it, but I can take a guess if you permit. So if the board member allows you to take a guess, then you go ahead and take a guess. If you are wrong, no harm will come to you. If you are right, it goes to your credit. But the most important advice that I would like to give you after talking to you and after listening to your answers to my co-panelists, that I found you were rather reluctant to give your replies. You were thinking too much, as if apprehending whether your answers are going to please the board member or not. It should not be like that. You see, if you know something, you know it. If you don't know something, you don't know it. Do never beat around the bush. Okay? The best way to go about it is, since you have plenty of time, 28th March, it is 3 months from now.
Yeah.
Think of maybe 200 questions that might be asked in the interview board, right? The questions will, Akash, come from, you don't have to write down this, अजीत जी इसकी वीडियो रिकॉर्डिंग इनको दे दी जाएगी ना?
देंगे सर, बिल्कुल.
So, Akash, the questions will come from, one, the place you come from, Jharia, Dhanbad, right? Several questions naturally come to the mind whenever Jharia and Dhanbad are mentioned. And while at it, I will tell you that you were answering to my dear friend Sushil Kumarji. Dhanbad and Jharkhand is an industrialized state. It's not like Bihar. So don't ever say that it's lack of industrialization which is resulted in Jharkhand not being a developed state. We have not been able to, see, I also belong to Jharkhand. We have not been able to put our acts together. That's the different reason. So I was telling you that questions will be asked about the place you come from. The questions will be asked from number 2, the subject with which you graduated, which is your computer science. Number 3, the questions will be asked from the subject that you have chosen as your optional, which is PSIR. Fourth, your DAF, what you have mentioned in your DAF. Hooghly, swimming in Hooghly River is one. How long can you swim?
45 minutes, not in continuous way, like we have to stop and then we do in rounds. So we have to stop and then again, we have to do it.
This question may be asked, so prepare yourself an appropriate answer. So fourth is your DAF and fifth is your current affairs. You see, any IAS aspirant is supposed to be aware of what is happening around him, both within his country, in his neighborhood, and outside in the world, which developments which may have a bearing on in India. For example, Donald Trump becoming president will definitely have a bearing on what's going to happen to India. So that is something in which you should be well aware of. So these are the 5 fields. Which newspapers do you read?
So right now I'm reading Indian Express and editorial of multiple other newspapers, which I get on a different group.
Read 2 newspapers, minimum 2. You can read many more. I have no option, no objection. Indian Express and add the Hindu to your newspapers that you read. It's a very balanced newspaper. So you read the editorial and the main news items in these 2 newspapers very carefully for the next 3 months till your interview is over. If you want, you can add any other economic business standard or economic of times or something like that, but that is optional. But these 2 newspapers you must read very carefully. That will make you generally aware of what is happening around. And now the next thing which what I was telling you, think of about 100, 200 questions. 200 questions I would prefer from these 5 fields. Prepare short and crisp answers. Go through it time and again. In fact, you can stand in front of a mirror and practice. So that, you see, 90% of the questions will come from these 5 fields. And you will be able to, if you are prepared in your mind, you will be able to give a good account of yourself. Very good account of yourself. What is the highest interview marks that you got? You mentioned 160, is it?
160, yes, sir.
All right. You should be able to add minimum 30 marks to your interview if you burn the midnight oil and prepare yourself well.
Yes.
Okay. And don't talk too much about your seniors that my seniors told me to do this, to do that. That doesn't go well. You see, as a district magistrate or a district superintendent of police, you will be called upon to take important decisions on the spur of the moment. Important decisions which might result in the even to the death of several people. You may have to order firing. You can't be later justifying yourself that my commissioner told me or my DIG told me to do this. No, it is your decision, Akash, and you have to stand by your decision. So don't talk too much about your seniors. They told me to do this, to do that. Think of better answers. Prepare yourself with better answers. Right? There are knowledge gaps, but yes, 3 months' time is good enough. Please read about when I mentioned think of questions, this will come into them. So that is what all that I wanted to say. I would request my co-panelists to supplement wherever there is something more to be suggestions given to you. Shil Kumarji.
Yeah. Akash, you have such a good smile and you were smiling, you're doing. Why you got so much rattled?
Sir, I think I don't accept that I get nervous, but I do get nervous, sir,
Yeah.
when I'm getting interviewed.
No, that is normal. But when you are in pressure, you suddenly lost your composure.
Sir, I was also observing I was not breathing properly. I don't know why it is happening, sir. I'll have to analyze the video
You
to understand.
analyze and no, but just to practice because this will happen in the interview. There will be some point where you will not have the answers, but doesn't mean you have to lose your composure or your cool about it. Okay, you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer.
Yes, sir.
And my advice would be that to when you are taking time also, as the Sinha sir said, what I would say that try to think logically and try to focus instead of answering on the question when we is being asked, because there would be some catch somewhere in the question. So if you focus, I think start looking for answer beforehand. Maybe I'm wrong, but it appeared to me. So try to listen to the question very carefully, that where is the focus? And otherwise, what was happening was you were giving very long answer without replying to the part which is being asked.
Sir, I will again analyze the video and I'll see where I'm making mistakes, and I will
I think we
rectify.
should look at it. Because you're already experienced, what you're looking is now to add maybe 30, 40 marks to what you scored.
Yes, sir.
So these interviews videos will help you to understand, because you have time. You have 3 months. So you started early, so it's a big advantage. Make full use of it. And as Sinha said, that that nobody knows all the answers. Suppose you ask me, maybe what you were asked, maybe I will not be able to answer even 50%. But the important thing is that how you keep your cool under pressure. That is what your personality is being checked during the interview. You must have realized by now, after facing 2 interview boards.
Yes, sir.
So focus on that part.
I will, sir.
Rest of the advice, of course, chairman has already given. So I will not repeat any of it. But all the best to you.
Thank you, sir.
आप कहाँ से भी आप दिल्ली में हो?
नहीं सर, अभी कोलकाता में हूँ मैं, हावड़ा में एग्जैक्टली।
ठीक है, तो आपका हम एक ऑफलाइन मॉक प्लान करेंगे फेब के आसपास या मार्च फर्स्ट वीक के आसपास, और हम आपको ये वीडियो सेंड कर देंगे और कुछ क्वेश्चंस भी भेजेंगे आपको, बिकॉज आपके पास टाइम है और ऑलरेडी आपने 2 बार इंटरव्यू दिया हुआ है ना, तो हमें स्कोप दिख रहा है कि हम कहाँ बेटर कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, तो तब तक जो सर लोगों ने एडवाइस किया आप उसको फॉलो करिए और हम एक बार क्वेश्चंस कर लेंगे डिस्कस जो है। ठीक है?
यस सर।
All right, Akash. Thank you and good luck to you.
All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.